Hey, Local 5, it's Dave. I know it's been a while since I've sent anything out, and we've got a lot to cover tonight, so my apologies for this running a little bit long, but I definitely have a lot of information that I want to get out there. So, first off, we had a great kickoff a couple weekends ago, so much appreciation to everybody who came out, for those who kind of followed up and went out on the first canvassing run. We definitely made an impact within the first 2 weeks. A little bit light this last weekend, we didn't have anything officially on the docket, but we still got some folks out, and definitely got some canvassing done on Saturday and Sunday as well. So thanks to everybody who did participate in that. It was a tremendous start to this process, and we're really appreciative for everybody who came out on that. For those who did go out and canvass, part of the messaging that we want to get out tonight is we realize that sometimes canvassing isn't all that fun, and I'll chat about that in a second. But again, my appreciation for everybody who attended that kickoff party. It really got us off on the right foot, so we greatly appreciate that. With everything going on as far as our ability to kind of impact and reach our membership, we wanted to really get out collectively and hit stations and kind of come out and be able to get people signed up. Obviously, the squeeze is on, as you have seen probably, the multiple notifications by the administration that we refrain from any political activity while we're at work. They obviously know and realize the fact that we're directly involved in this upcoming election, so they're definitely making it as difficult, I would say, as possible for us to be actively involved while we're at work, and that's fine. So with that, our ability to reach out to membership and try to get the messaging out is even more critical. We're realizing that on the videos that the number of watches or whatever views has kind of been going down over the months, and hopefully that's not because you're really tired of listening to me, but even if you are, with that, I'm going to ask you to do me a huge favor. We're going to ask that all of you who are on that Facebook page as the members, and it is a closed group, make sure that you hit the like button. And that way it's going to refresh all of the updates that come through the video feed to everybody. That'll hit your page, I guess, from whatever I understand on Facebook, that if you don't click the like button or whatever, the chances of it actually getting fed into your page dramatically go down. We need as much contact and information to go out as quickly as possible. So if you would be so kind to not only hopefully take the opportunity to watch this video, but to hit the like button and encourage your fellow coworkers and fellow members to do so as well. So it's nothing about me. It's just all about making us, or giving us the opportunity to get the message out that we need to get out. Because it's going to be, we're at crunch time, so it's going to be necessary for us to get those messages out as quickly and smoothly and hit as many people as absolutely possible. So please, please, please take the time. I never thought I'd be the person who would be saying this, to hit the like button on the videos as they come out, so we make sure that this information gets disseminated as quickly as possible. We've got some signups that have looked really favorable for the next couple weeks coming up. Unfortunately, it falls off dramatically after that. So what we really need is for everybody to consider, and I get it, firefighters have a long time or a hard time planning a long time out, and the fact that we think that, well, hey, we'll take care of it later. We're going out next week to the ALTS conference. I'm going to have a conference with the general president. It would be really awesome if we had a roster that literally was full from beginning to end, so that we had an indication and demonstration of how much involvement we're going to have in this campaign, because it's super important as we move through this process. We're literally in, obviously, like the last 80 days, sub 3 months of us making this a success as far as this campaign goes. Your participation in that is the only way that we're going to be successful in that, and for us to demonstrate that we want to need to wrap up and have all the support that's going to be necessary, both from in-kind contributions of the involvement from the international staff, but also the finances necessary to make sure that we're going to be able to cross the finish line strong and still be able to match the opposition, because it's already mounting. They've already got an official campaign team out against this. It's something to the effect of Citizens Against Public Employee Unions, and with that, the Chamber of Commerce is starting to build up that opposition. So we are going to have a kind of a fight on our hands. We obviously know the city administration is pushing back on this in messaging, so we want to make sure that we're able to cross the finish line strong. With that, your simple involvement of getting into the Sign Up Genius through the emails that have been sent out, and getting your names on those future dates and filling up those rosters as much as we possibly can is tremendously important, as we demonstrate the fact that not only did we have a great kickoff, but we have the sustainability to carry this thing to the very end. We need to carry those numbers in. We need to bolster that roster. So I'm really asking you not only to keep up on the updates, check the emails, get into the Sign Up Genius, forecast it out. If we need to make changes in the future, something comes up when you need to swap out a weekend or whatever, or change something, that's fine. But we definitely need to demonstrate the intent of our membership to get out and really participate in this campaign, which is the only way that we're going to be successful. That means we need you to sign up and to come out and participate in telling the citizens of Colorado Springs how critically important it is for them to trust in us to make sure we provide the services that are necessary to protect them. When you do that, make sure that you add your phone number as well. Basically what happens, for those of you who have not done this yet, you do the Sign Up Genius, throw your name in the hat for the time that you're able to do it, put your phone number in along with that. A team lead will touch base with you, kind of let you know where the meeting point's going to be for, it'll probably be a day or two in front of that. So if we have those phone numbers in there with the names, we don't have to look them up. Just kind of speeds up the process for us as we're kind of trying to contact 20 to 30 people upwards or up to the night possibly before the canvassing goes. So please include your phone numbers on that. It would be greatly appreciated and definitely keeps it streamlined and more efficient. I get it. For those of you who haven't been out, the canvassing doesn't sound like a lot of fun. And to be honest with you, it's not like you'd rather do something else or whatever. I get it. But again, this is truly demonstrated in our polling data that we really move the needle 12 to 13 points to the positive, as opposed to just being slightly favorable to this. We move it into the 60% range. When we simply get out and tell people that they just need to trust us in making the decisions as far as public safety. The houses that we go to are already organized, and they're either going to be supporters or they're going to be on the fence. I've got to tell you, in probably the 150-ish houses that I've hit in the last couple weekends, we've had one person that basically just said that they weren't interested. The rest of them are incredibly receptive. They're supportive, because these lists are built off of the people that are already supporting us. They just need to make sure that they hear the message from us how important it is to make sure and convince them to remember us when the issue comes out on the ballot, when they get their ballots. So we leave them the information to remind them to support the firefighters. They're as happy to see us when they realize that we're firefighters. You introduce yourself and say, "Hey, I'm a Colorado Springs firefighter," man, they're just all ears. And it really is not that hard. It's simply engaging with the public that's going to support us, and they really do love and appreciate us. So I got to tell you, 3 different canvassing sessions, 9 hours of your life, literally to change your career as far as your opportunity to get represented and have protection, and the development of a contract that establishes the priority of fire department being funded adequately to make sure that we're capable to actually provide that protection to the citizens that we serve. So it really isn't, man. We team people up. They typically go out in twos. It's a breeze. It's 3 hours. It's good times. It really is. It's camaraderie, and it's just incredibly critical. I want to try to convey a message in the fact that just how important this is. If we don't carry the water on this, we're not going to be successful. And to that, one last note real quick before I kind of get on a little bit of a pedestal here. If you haven't been getting an email from Jesse Weddle, or you haven't been getting an email from us making those notifications included with that link to the Sign Up Genius, please touch base with Jesse Weddle. He's kind of organizing that, or any executive board member, to update your contact information so that we have those emails, so you make sure that you receive those. And I get it. We all do the same thing. We're all cut from the same cloth. We're all firefighters. We get it. We're like, yeah, I'll get back to that later, or I'll check with the family, or whatever. Do what you need to do, but don't forget. Click on it, sign it up. If you need to make an adjustment in the future, again, we need to definitely line out these rosters. Get on the Sign Up Genius. Get your names put in those weekends as far as the available dates. We've kind of taken the limits off of some of those. We're kind of limiting them to like 30 on each. We're taking the numbers off of that. We really need to get out as many people as we can. We realistically need to knock on 55,000 doors. That may not be 55,000 actual conversations, but that's the opportunity for us to be in the neighborhoods, to be seen by the neighbors, to at least leave some campaign literature at their door, tucked into their door handle, to let them know how important this is for us that we've gotten out and attempted to try to contact them, gave them the information so that they have that card sitting on their dining room table, coffee table, wherever it's going to be. It's probably going to end up being right next to where their mail-in ballot's going to sit for a couple days, and that'll encourage them and remind them that they need to support us. So kind of from a campaign pitch, as far as my point to you. I'm just going to tell you this. On Tuesday night, April 2nd, we're going to gather at Jack Quinn's for a watch party. So this is the things that always happens in all the political camps. Everybody gets together on the night of the election to hang out and find out exactly the people, what they're voting for and if we're going to be successful or not. And I want you to try to picture in your mind, the fact is that we're going to look at a big screen TV and we're going to be exuberant and joyful and happy, thankful and appreciative and looking forwards and towards a future that we know is going to be protected because we're going to actually have a seat at the table and a voice to represent the members of the Colorado Springs Fire Department. We're going to be elated, we're going to be thrilled, and it's going to be an incredible night. If we don't have your involvement, and this is just a simple fact, if you don't decide to come out and support this effort, if after spending almost $250,000 of your hard-earned money out of your back pocket that we've contributed to this campaign, and all of the other time, energy, and effort that's kind of gone forward by both the executive board and a large group of people who have earnestly stepped up to try to make this campaign successful, all of that's going to go to waste. And just imagine it in the attic, the upper level of Jack Quinn's, the somber silence as we sit around looking at a screen in amazement in the fact that we maybe didn't do all that we needed to do for whatever reason, that we weren't successful. And realizing the fact that for possibly the next 10 to 20 years, there's not going to be an opportunity for us to take a stab at this again. For those of you that are new on the job, I know within a couple of years, things really haven't seemed to be that bad, but I got to tell you, in reality, we work in a really wonderful place and we do a really incredible job, or have a really incredible job. But the fact is that we've definitely had some downturns, and we haven't recovered in the way that we should have. The equipment that we ride on, the IT that we're just now getting that we should have had 5 years ago, the staffing that we're dramatically still behind in, the mandatory overtimes, as we saw those go through the holidays, impacting people, some of you who are on the lowest rank or the lowest seniority. Obviously, these are things that are not going to change anytime soon. The projection is that we're only picking up 8 firefighters a year for the next couple of years, and the mayor's even calling for a downturn, which basically he's suggesting or forecasting that we may not even see that, while we see our brothers in blue picking up 30 to 50 new members every year. The time has come. We really don't want to be standing there staring at a screen, wishing, thinking, man, you know what? I honestly didn't throw in 3 shifts, 3 3-hour shifts. I really could have done something on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, set some time aside, gone out, joined with my brothers and sisters, and just went and knocked on a few doors and literally met with the people of the community that love and appreciate us, and really tell them how important this is, because we'll never have that chance again, or at least for the foreseeable future. And the opportunity for us to be able to do it is now. We can't wait. We've got some good signups for next weekend, but basically the following weekend until the actual election, the canvassing sheets look really, really light. So I really am asking you, man, from the bottom of my heart, there's no way for us to be successful without your help. That means you really need to stop procrastinating. You really need to stop, take the time just to go into Sign Up Genius, click on a couple dates, throw in some time, make a commitment. I get it, man. We just, you know what I mean? I throw myself at it with reckless abandon. It's not the most favorite thing that we'd like to do. But I'm really sick and tired of a city administration that truly has tossed us to the side, that scoffs at the fact that the equipment and the requests that we've made have basically just been blown off by somebody who really has no interest. And we're going to continue to be underneath the type of a subversive type government run by a single person. If they have no consideration for the fire department, as we've clearly seen as of late, we're just not going to catch up, and we're going to continue to fall behind. So with that, I'm asking from the bottom of my heart, I really need you to help us make this successful. There's absolutely no way that we can do this without your involvement. Jesse's going to send out another email, I believe, tomorrow morning or the following day, so it'll be kind of the refreshed, updated version, and make sure that we've got all the different access to that for you to be able to go in, throw your name in. Again, if every member of our organization threw in 3 3-hour shifts, we'd be done. We'd be filled up. We'd be able to hit our targets, and we would be successful. The numbers prove it. It's a fact. This is just simply like 2 and 2 equals 4, but if we don't get the second 2, we're not going to make that 4. If that made any sense at all, I don't know. So I'm asking all the old guys, the young folks, the people that have been around for a while, and the ones that are brand new, you really need to understand that you need to make a commitment. You don't want to sit around on April 2nd and wish the fact that we could have done something to make a change for us, for the betterment of our organization, and for our ability to keep us safe, to protect the lives in the future and the health of our members, to take care of their families, and to make sure that we have the tools and equipment to serve the citizens that we need. So I greatly appreciate your time. I'd greatly appreciate if you can take the opportunity, if you've watched this video, either on Facebook or through the email link on YouTube, please inform your fellow firefighters, especially obviously those that are within the association, for them to take a look at it. I know it's long, but this is critical. We're at a critical time right now, and I can't emphasize enough that this is the time that we need to move. This is the time that we need to stand up and make an impact. And it simply starts by the engagement of making sure that we're signed up for those canvassing events. We hit the numbers, we knock on the doors, we spread the message that's out there. Everything else is getting put into place through an incredible organization and a great campaign team to blitz it out in every other form of media that we're able to afford, because it is costly. But it truly, truly, truly is going to be dependent upon you. So understand that without you, this will not be successful. Please give us that opportunity to hang out on April 2nd, look up at the screen, cheer collectively, and know that we decisively won a victory, not for anybody else, for us. I appreciate your time. And as always, if you ever have a question, complaint, or concern, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or anybody else on the executive board. Thank you for your time. Good night.